If we do not take a 360-degree approach to major innovation, including the creation of adequate infrastructure support, the risk is that we come up with a new product, perhaps an excellent product, but one which, even in the best of cases, is ultimately unusable, if not damaging to the balance of the system. To truly make a leap of quality, we need to see this as a common challenge, an objective which the entire system, the political, the economic, and social parts of that system must work towards in a cohesive and a coordinated manner. I believe that we should continue to explore the potential of electric technologies as we're doing with our 500 electric. Although the car is currently only offered in California, it is providing us invaluable experience in developing what is considered to be a much-needed expertise. But we should also concentrate on improving the use of combustion engines to bring about significant improvements in mileage in a cost-effective manner that customers appreciate. Our engineers are constantly developing ways to get more power out of smaller displacement engines to make cars lighter and to reduce friction losses. So much progress has been made in the past few years that you might say that here in Canada, 50 miles per gallon has replaced 40 miles per gallon as the benchmark. And an increased use of diesel engine is contributing to the fuel economy gains, as is evidenced by the Ram 1500 EcoDiesel, which has just been certified as having the best highway fuel economy rating ever achieved by a half-ton pickup truck. New transmissions like the 9-speed automatics on the 2014 Jeep Cherokee and the upcoming 2015 Chrysler 200 are also stretching fuel efficiency in a cost-effective way for consumers. I also believe that there is a huge untapped potential in alternative fuels, particularly natural gas, which, because of its specific properties and how it is produced, is today the cleanest, readily available alternative in terms of emissions. Canada is already one of the world's leading producers of natural gas, and recent discoveries of shale gas have sharply boosted the estimates of recoverable natural gas in the country. We have developed industry-leading CNG capabilities of Fiat, and it has proven effective and viable in terms of energy efficiency and emissions. And because of our progress in this area, Fiat is today recognized as the most eco-performing automaker in Europe. And here in North America, Ram is the first maker to offer a factory-built compressed natural gas-powered pickup truck, the Ram 2500 heavy-duty CNG. Now, developing clean running vehicles is only part of the equation. The advantage of gasoline is that there's already a well-established infrastructure to make it easily available to consumers. The main barrier to replacing gasoline is the lack of infrastructure that will allow customers to conveniently find places to quickly refuel, whether we're talking about CNG, electric vehicles, or other alternatives propulsion systems. The point is that introducing effective and useful innovation requires a pragmatic approach that must include many stakeholders acting as part of an integrated approach to find the right balance between consumption level, cost, and energy efficiency. The same principles of engagement applies to efforts to improve driver and passenger safety. Automakers are rapidly deploying advanced technologies which make vehicles safer to drive, but with gains in safety come a host of challenging issues that must be cooperatively addressed by automakers, regulators, and other stakeholders. And these challenges include questions about privacy, cybersecurity, affordability, consumer acceptance, and liability. Issues such as improved safety and emissions are significant tests of our ability as an industry to play a leadership role in transportation for a long period to come. We will not get to an end game overnight. It will require a common and a wide effort from all players involved who will need to make tough and courageous decisions. But benefiting humanity needs to be our ultimate goal. At Fiat Chrysler Automobiles, we believe that economic success and contributing to a better world are not mutually exclusive concepts. On the contrary, our leadership as an industry is defined not just by the amount of money our companies make, but by the role we can play for future generations and by the enormous opportunities that we're able to create for our people and for society as a whole. It is this commitment to behave ethically and to improve the quality of life in society that gives merit and dignity to what we do. Now, I want to end my remarks here on a very personal note about what I've learned from growing up in this country. As you know, the 2014 Winter Olympic Games are now underway in Sochi. And in fact, Team Canada will be playing its first men's hockey game just in a few hours, and I know there's a great deal of interest in whether, I can sincerely hope they can defend the gold. But the Olympic scene I remember most vividly was not a competition. It occurred at the closing ceremony of the Winter Games in Turin in 2006, when Italian and Canadian athletes marched together as a single team. To the world, that moment symbolized the passing of the Winter Olympics torch from Turin to Vancouver, which would host the Games 4 years later. And for me, a man with dual citizenship in Italy and Canada, that scene evoked the spirit born of two cultures that have come to know each other and learned to walk in step. The Italian culture, particularly since the Second World War, has brought its heritage, customs, and ways of thinking to Canada, where in turn it has been taken, enriched, and nurtured. I was 14 when I left Italy and came to Toronto. We lived near St. Clair Avenue, which for the Italian community is more than just a street. It symbolizes the spirit which existed at a time when the way was being paved for a new generation of Italian Canadians. It is never easy to start from scratch in an unknown land with a foreign language to confront the uncertainties and the doubts that a new world throws at you. But all of us were helped in this adventure by something that was very precious: the open and the multicultural spirit that is part of Canadian national identity, a spirit that has enabled so many newcomers from Italy and from other parts of the world to establish themselves, start a new life, and come to call this land home without losing their distinct ethnic heritage. I learned from my experience that a true exchange between cultures produces winners and creates enduring wealth at the human and professional level. And this is why the cultural integration between Fiat and Chrysler is one of the most exciting aspects of the unification of these two groups. The Canadian paradigm for multiculturalism is the path that we're following, one that does not discard the strengths of the individual heritage. As Prime Minister John Diefenbaker said more than 50 years ago, Canada is not a melting pot in which the individuality of each element is destroyed in order to produce a new and totally different element. It is rather a garden into which have been transplanted the hardiest and the brightest flowers from many lands, each retaining in its new environment the best of the qualities for which it was loved and prized in its native land. I won't say that attaining an environment of understanding, of respect, and cooperation is the easiest thing when people come from different places with different experiences. But as nearly everything in life, the most rewarding things are the most difficult. As the automotive sector becomes more and more global, we will all be increasingly challenged to find ways to work together, to listen, to exchange ideas, and expand our horizons. The true strength and the most precious part of our partnership lies in the incredible human wealth created for our people and for our new company. I want to thank you very much. It's been a pleasure to have the opportunity to be here today.